Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and get started today, and I want to thank the members of the media, colleagues, friends, and students who are here today for this press conference. I'm John Rustin, President of the North Carolina Family Policy Council, and before I begin my remarks, I would like to just let you know what will be taking place today and who you will be hearing from. After I speak, Kelly Fedoric with Alliance Defending Freedom will read a statement from Catholic Bishops Burbidge and Jugas. Mike Lopez will speak, who is the school administrator from Greenville Christian Academy. Chloe Jefferson is a high school junior at Greenville Christian Academy and will be sharing some remarks. John Amanchukwa with the executive director of the Upper Room Christian Academy here in Raleigh. Tammy Fitzgerald, Executive Director of the NC Values Coalition. Mark Weatherford, Headmaster of Vandalia Christian School. Mark Creech, Executive Director of the Christian Action League. And then Dr. Ron Beatty, President of Return America and Pastor of Berean Baptist Church, will speak. And then finally, Cammie Mueller will read a statement from Sheriff B.J. Barnes of Guilford County. So again, thank you for being here. We have called this press conference today to urge Governor Pat McCrory, Lieutenant Governor Dan Forrest, Senate Leader Phil Berger, Speaker of the House Tim Moore, and the other members of the North Carolina General Assembly to call for a special session of the General Assembly prior to April 1st to repeal local ordinance changes recently passed by the Charlotte City Council. As you are aware, on February the 22nd, the Charlotte City Council approved a set of highly controversial and hazardous ordinance changes that added sexual orientation, gender identity, and gender expression as protected classifications to several city ordinances. The ordinance changes also deleted a provision of the Charlotte City Code which had ensured that, and I quote, restrooms, shower rooms, bathhouses, and similar facilities which are in their nature distinctly private, unquote, would remain private based on the sex of the user. That was repealed. We have three primary concerns. One, these changes mean that men can enter women's restrooms, shower rooms, bathhouses, and similar facilities in any public accommodation in the city of Charlotte, placing the privacy, the safety, and the dignity of women, children, the elderly, and others at great risk. According to the city's extremely broad definition of public accommodation, this new ordinance would apply to essentially any business or organization in the city that provides goods and services. Because there is no exception for places of worship, the ordinance changes would also likely apply to churches, to church schools, and related church ministries. Number two, the Charlotte City Council has chosen to force business owners in the city and anyone who seeks to contract with the city to accept and conform to the city's extreme viewpoints. Clearly, many citizens have sincere religious beliefs that inform the way they live their lives and run their businesses. As we have seen in localities and states across the nation, similar ordinances have been used to force small business owners like florists, bakers, photographers, and bed and breakfast owners, and others either to conform to a government-dictated viewpoint in violation of those sincerely held religious beliefs, or to face legal charges, fines, and other penalties that have ultimately caused some to go out of business. The City of Charlotte should not be authorized to impose such unconstitutional mandates as a condition of doing business in and with the city. And three, Charlotte far exceeded its authority when it passed these ordinance changes. On its website, the North Carolina League of Municipalities clearly states, and I quote, "In this state, municipalities do not have home rule, which means that the state legislature must grant the powers and authority to municipalities and authorize them to perform certain functions," end quote. In other words, cities and counties in North Carolina derive the full extent of their authority only from the state constitution and the state legislature. The North Carolina General Assembly has granted neither the City of Charlotte nor any other city in the state the authority to do what the Charlotte City Council has done. If the ordinance changes are allowed to stand, they will serve as a precedent for other cities and county governments to undermine proper governmental authority in North Carolina, and to create a patchwork of disparate ordinances all across the state. We call on the governor and our legislative leaders to hold a special session prior to April 1st, when these ordinance changes are scheduled to go into effect, and repeal them in their entirety. Thank you.